Thank you. President Moorhead, Provost Witten, fellow deans, faculty, and proud significant others of our graduates today, congratulations on a job well done. You got them here. And though I didn't birth them, raise them, feed them, or mentor them, I do get to join with you on this momentous occasion to give them a final bit of advice before we ask them to go out and change the world. Not a bad gig, is it? Now let me turn to our graduates, or perhaps I should say fellow alumni. You see, long ago I was in your shoes, impatient, ready to get my degree and hit the road for a new job. I had lots to do, people to see, you know what I mean. And that final speaker was between me and the rest of my life. Recognizing that, I'll try to channel all the audience's good wishes for you into a very short talk as we gather together to mark your achievement. And I hope you realize what a big accomplishment this is, how few have done what you've done. I hope you're proud of it and will remember what you can accomplish when you grit your teeth, steel your backbone, and get on with it. Because, friends, life invariably gets tough. But when it does, look back on this day, remembering what it took for you to get to this point. I hope when you do, you'll realize that you have the right stuff to get the job done, whatever it is. It seems like yesterday that I was a newly minted PhD, full of the latest knowledge in my field, feeling excited, more than a little apprehensive, but ready to build a life. If you told me then, some 25 years later, I'd be giving the commencement address at my alma mater, I'd have told you were nuts. And if you told me that my Georgia education would lead to a life of adventure, I'd have looked at you like you had 3 heads. But seriously, who could have imagined? Since I've graduated, I've met amazing people, rock stars in my field. I've been all over the world. I got to do things I could never have imagined growing up in a Georgia of long ago. I've walked along the Great Wall of China, been in the CDC's BSL-4 lab where they work with the baddest of the bad viruses. I've marveled at Brazilian rainforests, hiked in the Andes, ambled the drafty halls of Irish castles, and traveled the same English country roads as that world-famous veterinarian James Herriot, all because I got a PhD from the University of Georgia. Who would have believed it? So after living the dream, what advice can I offer you today as you begin your adventure? Well, the best and by far most memorable commencement address I ever heard was not even a speech. The speaker turned singer and sang Leanne Womack's "I Hope You Dance." Now, honestly, it was great, but then he had a beautiful voice where I can't carry a tune in a bucket. So as a lifelong academic, I asked myself, what am I good at doing? Thus, instead of giving you a song, I've opted to give you a pop quiz. The last quiz many of you will ever have to take in this life. So for the quiz, all you have to do is listen for me to say 2 key words. Then you repeat them after me. Special credit if you say them louder than your neighbor, and even more credit if the audience says it too. Okay, got it? Just 2 key words repeated after me. The key words are you ready? Are you ready? The 2 key words are go dogs. All right. I don't think that had enough feeling. Let's try it again. Go dogs. All right, now we're talking. Just do it like that for the rest of the talk, and we'll let you graduate. Well, for the first bit of advice I have to offer you is to grow where you're planted, because destiny has plans for you other than the ones you've been making. Certainly that was true for me. I planned to go out and practice veterinary medicine. I knew I'd love helping animals and their humans, but destiny in the form of Dick Woolley got in my way. Woolley was a faculty member who talked me into working on a PhD. Like you probably feel of your mentors, I'm really grateful for all he did for me. But despite looking back on fondness on my time as a graduate student, I recall being anxious to graduate and get a job. And as part of that job, I really wanted to teach veterinary students. It was a real passion for me. But much to my disappointment, those jobs were few and far between as I approached graduation, till one just dropped into my lap. I was in Wooley's office when the phone rang, and it was for me. It was the chair of the microbiology department at North Dakota State University. He said they'd like to have me come to Fargo for an interview. Shocked, I got off the phone, I turned to Wooley and asked, "Where's Fargo?" Well, he didn't know either, so we looked it up on his computer. He said, "Oh my gosh, Lisa, it's in Canada." Well, long story short, it's really important to do things in life, like teaching, that you feel passionate about, even if it leads you to spend 11 winters in the coldest place on earth. I can tell you it was quite an adjustment for this native Georgian. I couldn't go anywhere where people didn't look at me funny, and small kids were known to ask what language I was speaking. I used to joke that if I robbed a bank, I'd have to write a note rather than speak. And that wasn't the extent of my otherness. I went to my first faculty meeting as a new assistant professor in the College of Ag, and I sat in the back of the full room. When the dean introduced me, every head in the room turned toward me. I felt all those eyes hit me with a palpable weight, because in that moment, I realized I was the only woman in the room. Mortified, I did some serious soul searching, asking myself, what have I done? But this experience taught me an important life lesson. When you make an important decision, make it the right decision by your hard work and unrelenting efforts. Go all in, and you'll find as a bonus, it won't be so long till you don't feel so different, alone, and out of place. That's what I did in North Dakota. And you know what? It turned out great. Not always fun, but important on the journey to today's talk. While there, I taught a lot, advised hundreds of pre-vet students, served on countless committees, and worked to build academic programs. All stuff I got to do there that I'd never been able to do at a larger institution. Trust me, it was hard, but it was all part of that tempering and fire that most of us have to go through to get better and to do the things in life that really count. Truly, Fargo taught me everything I needed to know about academia. Of course, it taught me other things I hope never to use again, like how not to die in a blizzard. But really, had there not been Fargo in my life, there would not now be dean in my title. So graduates, grow where you're planted, persevere, and make every decision the right decision through your dedication and hard work. Pop quiz. Go Dogs? All right. All right. Also, I encourage you to use your education to make the world a better place. Something I hope you'll do each and every day, even and most importantly, one person at a time. Because at the end of the day, it won't be the number of papers you write or the grant dollars you receive that'll make you the proudest. It'll be the lives you made better through your presence and efforts. Go Dogs! Go Dogs! I also want to remind you that lives and careers are filled with ups and downs. I know mine has been. Your temptation will be to think of those downs as failures, but I challenge you to think of those as learning experiences, always asking yourself, what could I have done differently that would have produced a better outcome? I believe if you do this, you'll grow and improve. Indeed, I find this approach to life's travails has made me a rich woman. Well, rich in experiences anyway. Go Dogs, go Dogs. Now in closing, I'll ask you to consider this final observation. When you pick up that piece of paper today that says you completed the degree requirements in your chosen field, know this, your life is changed forever. From this moment on, people will look to you to see how a learned person chooses to treat others and conduct their daily lives. Will you be known to be kind, generous, and a person of integrity? It's a choice you'll make each and every day. And when you do, you'll be modeling to someone what a Georgia grad with an advanced degree is all about. Remember, You can't choose whether you'll be a role model or not. All you can do is choose what type of role model you'll be. Go Dogs! Well, folks, there's so much I could say, probably ought to say, but let's leave that to another commencement. For now, I wish you great adventure on this part of your life's journey. And as it progresses, I hope you'll look back and say that the decision to pursue a graduate degree at the University of Georgia changed my life for the better and was the best investment of time and self I ever made. Go Dogs! President Moorhead, I believe these folks are ready to graduate.